What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're finally working on the Mustang today. I was actually supposed to do a private rental here in Amarillo. It got approved and everything for just a few people, but I'm still waiting on some spacers for the BMR K member and a few other little things. So unfortunately we couldn't make it out, and that was probably the last chance that we're gonna have for a private rental for a while, depending on how this whole thing is going. But anyways, today we're finally painting the cage on the Mustang, which I'm really excited about. I was trying to do it before 2K, like Kennedy had bought the paint and everything. We got some stuff to cover up the Mustang and to tape it off and to prep it and all that good stuff, but that's when the trans lines went out, and so all I wanted to do was get the trans lines fixed. I was like, let's not even worry about painting the cage. We don't have the time. Let's wait till we have time, which is now, and we can paint the cage and take our time. So I do have a dash for the car, but I've been kind of holding off on putting it on because I want to paint the cage. I want to get the carpet in. The carpet comes on Monday, so I want to get all that stuff in, and then lastly fit the dash in there. So hopefully all this, yeah, hopefully all that'll be covered because that looks terrible, but it's working for now. But so what I'm gonna do first is I gotta pull the CO2 bottle out, gotta pull the little bracket off. I'm gonna pull the seats out and I'll probably pull off the rear seat delete back there and pretty much just start taping off everything and then start scuffing everything up. Good thing is we don't have carpet in here, so if we spill, it's not a huge deal. I really wanted to paint all of the floors, and I'll probably still throw some spray paint like where we welded. That way that stuff's all protected against any weather. But yeah, start taking the interior out. So I also finally got some TBM pads in. Huge thanks to Jason Smith over at TBM Brakes for sending those. And he also sent me this little tool so we can clean the rotors up. So what I was waiting on is, if you guys don't know, huge thanks to Aldo Welds for letting me borrow his brakes for 2K. And I told him what I would do is just keep them, and then I would replace everything he has. I wanted to get him brand new rotors, but the rotors are on like a really big back order. So they sent me that tool to clean up the rotors. So I'm gonna clean up mine, I'm gonna clean up his and send his back to him. But I did get him some brand new brake pads, but his rotors are in really good condition. So we're just gonna clean them up and send them back to him. But we got some brand new TBM brake pads in there. I just thought that was kind of fair. Like, you know, he went out of his way to let me borrow his stuff. And, you know, brakes are a wear item. So, you know, I wore on the brakes, obviously, made some passes on them. And I feel like I should replace them. So, finally got some TBM brake pads to send to Aldo Welds. Huge thanks again for him to letting me borrow those. But, let's get working on the car. All right, guys, so we got the Kirkies out. Pretty much got everything out of the way that I need to. We're not gonna paint probably past here because we gotta make some mounting points for the dash anyways. So I figure I'll probably leave most of that back bar bare, and then once we weld some tabs onto that for the dash to mount to, then I can go back and paint that back bar. So we're pretty much just gonna knock out the rest of the cage. I'm just gonna leave the seat delete in there, and I'm just gonna tape all that off. I'll put some plastic on the ceiling to protect that. But yeah, we're gonna leave that back bar pretty much bare because like I said, we gotta mount the dash. But anyways, everything's out that needs to be out. I'm going to vacuum this up, start wiping it down with alcohol. And the first thing I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna spray paint where all the mounting plates are. So obviously that stuff you won't see. So I'm just gonna spray paint it black just to protect it. And because carpet's gonna go over that on Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll actually start painting the rest of the cage. Alright guys, so painted all the mounting plates and the bottom part of the cage. Like I said, this part doesn't have to be perfect because eventually carpet's going to go over all of it, but it's more just to protect the metal that we had sanded down because we had to grind it down to bare metal in order to weld the cage to the car. So now this is just pretty much just to protect the metal. So like I said, all this is going to be covered by carpet. I'm going to end up doing some type of carpet or painting the whole back area, but right now, like I said, it's just to protect the metal, and we're gonna let that dry, and then we're gonna start scuffing up the cage, and then we'll start painting it. Actually, Kennedy is painting the cage. So Kennedy is the one that really wanted to paint the cage because if you guys don't know, she actually restores and paints furniture as a job. It's part of her job. So she wanted to take on painting the cage. So I have to do all the prep work because she doesn't like doing, I mean, no one likes doing the prep work. The cool part is painting it and seeing the finished product. But, so I painted all the mounting plates with some spray paint, and then we're gonna scuff it with a Scotch-Brite pad, wipe it down, and then she's gonna start painting it. All right, so we've got some plastic in here, a couple spots I gotta finish covering up, but I'm gonna start scuffing this up, and then once it's all scuffed up, I'll probably start taping up some of the rest of the spots, but shouldn't be too bad. We got some paint. Joe used it on his cage, and it covers pretty well. It comes out to like a gunmetal hammer tone look, so it actually looks really good. He said it applies really easily, so I'm gonna start scuffing this up, and then we'll finish taping it up, and we'll see how it looks. All right, guys, so this is the paint. Whoa! Kennedy!
Whoa!
Hello. So this is the paint we're using. Joe used this. It's called Black Rust-Oleum Hammered, but it actually comes out like a nice charcoal gray. So if you want the same color when you see it at the end of the video and you like it, make sure you get the black one. Joe got the gray one first, and it was too light. It was kind of silvery. So we got the cage all scuffed up. You can see it's kind of got a nice light silver look to it because we had to get all the coating off of it that comes from the manufacturing. So now we're pretty much ready to start painting. We're gonna use foam brushes. That's what Joe used. He said it worked out pretty well. So we got a small one and a little bit larger one, and we're just gonna crank it out. Alright guys, so here's pretty much the first coat. So we actually ended up removing the plastic once we got up towards the top because the plastic would hang down. It was really hard. So pro tip, probably recommend using some paper because the plastic hangs and there's nothing really good to tape it to. But anyways, there's definitely some spots we gotta touch up, but for a first little base coat, it actually looks really good. So the store is closed, but we need to get some more brushes, but that's fine because we're gonna let it dry overnight, and then we'll put a second coat on it tomorrow and touch up like the really hard spots to hit. But we want to hit these outside ones really good because obviously you'll see these through the windshield. That'll all be covered by the dash. Huge thanks to Kennedy helping out. So we're gonna get some brushes tomorrow and we'll hit it with a second coat. Alright guys, so today we are finishing up the roll cage. You can see what it looks like after it cures. This stuff feels really good in just one coat, but there's some really hard to reach spots. I mean, that looks really good actually too. But there's some really hard to reach spots, like the paint's kind of thin right there. It's obviously hard to tell because of the windshield, but we want to put like another coat right there because obviously people will see that a lot. People will see this bar a lot, but I think we covered that one actually pretty good last night. I really like the color, so huge shout out to Streetcar Joe for the recommendation. So yeah, like some of the back spots we've got to hit, some of the back side of the bars, because we didn't have a light in there last night, so it's kind of hard to see. But today we're gonna open up the garage, probably put a light back there, and make sure we've got all the hard to reach spots. But let me go on the other side, show you guys what the other side looks like.
That really doesn't help.
There's Kennedy's good lighting there. So yeah, the color, like I said, it says black on the can, but it comes out like a gunmetal gray. So there's a spot we need to touch up. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but this stuff, like, it does really good with one coat, but there's some spots that I kind of want to touch up there, like a little splotchy or thin, just because, like I said, it was hard to see last night, but it is coming out pretty good. I really like the color. So, like, for me, the biggest parts that I want to make sure to look good is this bar, because everyone will see that when the doors open. This main back bar that goes behind the seat, and then the main hoop up here, you can kind of see that one pretty good, and then obviously the ones through the windshield, a lot of people see those. So those are the ones we're gonna make sure look really good. Like I said, we didn't paint the back bar because we've got to make some tabs for the dash that came in, and then we've got to, I think we got to touch up the ones back here, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. I really like the hammer tone. So we were using these sponge brushes. They're a little bit easier to get in the hard to reach spots, and they don't leave like huge brush stroke marks, which this paint is super forgiving. So like I said, once again, this is the Rust-Oleum hammered. We got the black, but it comes out gunmetal gray, as you can see. So don't only get the gray if you want like a silver finish, but I think this color looks really good. Like I said, this is the same color that Joe did, and once I saw his, I really liked it. So if you guys want the same color, you can go ahead and do that. I know a lot of people like to color match theirs, but I kind of wanted the cage to blend a little bit with the black interior, but you could still tell that there was a cage there. I don't really want to do an orange cage, especially if I painted the car someday or wrapped it. Like, an orange cage would be, that's a lot. Alright guys, so that's going to conclude today's video. We're going to do some touch-ups on the cage. Hopefully in the next week you see us finally mount the dash. And like I said, I've got carpet coming. I actually was going to use some thin, light, they call it boat carpet, but I actually went with the factory carpet this time because I kind of want that factory look in there. I know you guys say the car looks gutted right now. It looks like race car-ish, but with the Kirky seats, the cage painted, it's got a rear seat delete in it. Obviously we're gonna get a dash in it so it looks more completed, and then I think the factory carpet will just look nicer. I had some lightweight carpet in it before and it probably saved like 7 to 10 pounds, but it just didn't look as good. So I got factory style carpet this time, so I think it'll look really good. But I'm really happy with how the cage came out. You guys comment down below, let me know if you like the color, but I'm really happy with how it came out. Huge thanks to Kennedy for helping as always. And like I said, we were supposed to go to the track yesterday, but I was waiting on some parts that didn't come in. And Streetcar Joe was actually supposed to make some test hits yesterday, but same thing with him. Like I said, they're only priority shipping parts right now, so even if you like overnight or next day stuff, it's not getting there overnight or next day with how much crap's going on in the world. So hopefully you guys are all staying safe. Hopefully all this stuff blows over soon and we can get back to racing. But the only good thing about this is there's a lot of stuff like this, like painting the cage, getting the carpet in, putting the dash in, like a lot of stuff like that that takes time. And I wanted to get it done before 2K because I don't like taking my car places where it doesn't look good, but I really wanted to make 2K. So, you know, I went to 2K without a dash. I was kind of embarrassed, honestly. There's no carpet in the car. I'm sure someone took a picture and posted on Facebook somewhere, which someone actually did, of the dash. It's kind of embarrassing, but I wanted to make 2K and I wanted to race. But now there's a little bit of downtime, so I can really take the time, clean up the car, make it look good, and have a new look for when race season actually starts, whenever that may be. So hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys on the next one.